Hello. Hello. It's been a while. How's everyone doing? See Juan, Sudden Death, Nil, Vanillix. What are you guys doing? How you guys been? It's been like 6 months. Southstar, Snickers the Child. What's going on, guys? Welcome to the stream. Like I said, yeah, it's been a while. It's been like 6 months or something. I'm finally trying some streaming again. One heck of a day to do streaming after the direct. We have a lot to talk about with that. Yo, username, what's going on? Boop, half a year, I know, right? Yo, Max, what's going on? Hello from Brazil. Hello, welcome. Yeah, no, it's good to be back streaming. I don't think I meant to take that long of a break, but I knew it would be a while. It didn't prove me wrong last stream. I didn't. No, I did not. I did not, Juan. Yeah, so I guess let's take some time. Let's talk about it. Is music too loud? I can turn music down if it's too loud. Or me up if I'm too quiet or something. Nice mustache, thank you. But yeah, what's going on, guys? How have y'all been? I think, last stream was January sometime? I think, like, when I looked at YouTube, it was like, your last video, which was the stream, was 144 days ago. And I was like, that's almost half a year. That's kind of wild. It's the main man. I'm not the main man. You're the main man. So much has happened. For real, so much has happened. So much has happened everywhere, but, like, so much has happened with me in that time. But yeah, so, like, in general, yeah, let's just vibe for a little bit before we get too far into it. Because I'm gonna be honest, I don't actually know if I'm prepared to shiny hunt starters. I forgot that eggs in Scarlet and Violet are awful to obtain. Like, they're great if you can prep, but I forgot to prep. I think I still have a ton, because I prepped pretty hard for the last stream in, like, January, again, thinking I'd stream, like, a week later, and I didn't. But yeah, so, like, in general, while I wanted to stream more, I knew that it was going to be kind of rough. So January to, like, April, every year for me, are going to be horrific for streaming. I help out with a local robotics team, like a competitive high school robotics team as like a mentor. It's called First Robotics Competition, and that season runs like January to April or very start of May, and that takes up all of my time outside of work when I'm helping with it, like at least 3 days a week, 4 or 5 hours a day kind of thing. So basically, it takes up all the amount of time I would allot for stream per week. It takes. So I'm not surprised I didn't stream in that time. Let's not call it that one, my dude. I don't want that association. Last time you hear was like a year ago. I know. Like, I say it's been 6 months since I streamed, but in reality, it's been, what, like 10 months since I streamed consistently, like the last... Like, I streamed Scarlet Violet for, like, 2 days when they came out. I did the one stream in January, and that's been it since, like, Mario Odyssey speedruns in August or something. So, yeah, it's been a while. It's been a while. But, yeah, so, like, that whole robot competition thing takes up a ton of time. And depending on how well the team does, it takes up more time because competitions keep going as you keep winning. And the team ended up, like, if you measure it a certain way, they were 5th in the world, so, like, they went as far as you could go, basically, aside from winning the whole thing, which, like, 3 teams get to do. So, I'm happy for them, I'm proud of them. It was really cool to watch them and stuff, and help them, but yeah, it takes up so much time, so I knew in general, like, January to April was gonna be kind of rough, but was hoping to get back into it a bit earlier. We're obviously here at the end of June, and we're finally kind of getting back into it, working mostly, got a new job in February, enjoying much more than your old one. Hey, that's awesome, glad you're liking your job more. It's always rough when, like, a job just drains you. I totally get that, so I'm glad that that's working better for you, man. But yeah, I mean, there's so much other stuff. The robot stuff happened. I went to Japan for 3 weeks. That's a whole thing to talk about. Yeah, there've been, like, went to conventions I usually go to, had a blast at those. Those always remotivate me to kind of do stuff like this. The direct happened yesterday. I didn't think that would be something we would really talk about here, besides like, oh, cool, neat. But Pokemon stuff was in a direct for the first time in how many years? New Mario game, Mario remakes, Peach is getting a wild direct yesterday. And I also just want to talk about, like, future plans for this. I want to get back more into it. I want to do a ton of stuff with it. There's a lot going on, but shiny hunting is something we can kind of do while talking. So let's get into it. Since yeah, there's no reason to really sit here and wait, you know. Oh, is this locked? Let's fix music. Where's music? Ah, there we go. Just so it's readable. There we go. The direct. You did go to Japan. I did. All right. What are controls for this game? Oh, thank goodness I had more eggs. Yeah, so we have enough eggs for this stream. Tonight's stream's probably not going to be too long. I don't want to like rush and burn myself out too fast. It's been so long since last time I was in a stream. Can you remember? Never chat on streams except here, so you had to use the YouTube chat again. Yeah, YouTube chat's funny, you know, as it always is. Every Director Tomodachi life, Paldean is shot down. Rip. That was one thing I did. People was like, there was no like Miitopia stuff or anything like that in it, but like the direct was crazy. The direct was genuinely wild. I need to change how I have this set up. Sorry for anything getting funky here for a second. Okay, we're good there. I need to move things around. It's been what, like how many months since I looked at any of this? So yeah, just trying to get things kind of set back up. Adele's doing fantastic. She's living her best life right now. She actually got a new cat bed yesterday that's heated. It has like a little 6-watt heating pad in it. Yeah, she hasn't left it. Wonder looks dope though. Wonder looks so good. Like, genuinely incredibly excited for that. Like, it's been so long since we've gotten like a truly new Pokemon thing, you know? Mario Bro drugs. People have been saying that, right? Like, oh, Mario Johnson, he's been on mushrooms for like 3 decades now. 4 decades now, almost. Literally crying happiness because Mario RPG getting a remake. It'll be cool to play it. I never played it before because I never really like had access to a SNES or anything. So yeah, it'll be cool to possibly play it. I'm hoping that the Peach game is good. I know Mel loves Super Princess Peach. That's like a game she points to as one of her favorite games of all time. And like just the way they did it, she loves it and wants more of that. So hopefully, like Princess Peach is like good. Hopefully it's a good one. You know, obviously hope it's a good one. I don't hope any game's bad. But yeah, that one was also very interesting to see. But yeah, Super Mario Wonder, I wasn't expecting it at all, but it's so good to get something that's not New Soup, right? How long have we been on New Soup graphical style, right? Like, that's become Pokemon. Or not Pokemon, it's become Mario. My brain's already fried. I'm already bad at talking. But, like, legit, that's like, become Mario, right? At this point, like, I know some people are, like, there's a conspiracy, or not conspiracy, but there's, like, a thought that, like, Charles Martinet is not even, like, voicing Mario anymore, because it's the first time in the better part of 2 decades that they haven't just reused the same voice lines they've had since the first New Soup. Like it's the first time we've gotten a new style Mario game in so long. I'm playing a lot of Diablo 4 since it came out. It's pretty fun. Nice. My friends played it for a little bit. I don't know what their reception to it was. I think they were kind of like, this is cool at first, but like I haven't seen them really. There's not a different way to. Oh, draw selection. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm getting. I haven't. Can you tell I haven't played this game since we like last did this? Oh, this is so much easier. Yeah, we're just doing that. That's. Oh yeah, Dark Moon. Yeah, Luigi's Mansion getting their remake. Yeah, there's just like 3 games they just went, boom. Here's like massive announcements that like would be bookends for most of the past like what, few years of directs maybe, right? Oh, but it was so good. I'm really excited for Wonder. It looks like it's. I watched some people kind of do their reactions on it and stuff. You know, some people who are more Mario people than me, even though, you know, I have the classic Mario Monday streams. But you know, people are pointing out, like Grand Pooh Bear kind of pointed out, it looks like a very fast Mario game. It looks like a much tighter Mario game than New Soup's been. I'm for it. I'm all for it. Directed some of the biggest announcements we've had in Direct in a while. Like, aside from, yeah, especially in terms of, like, announcements of things that were not officially known yet, right? I also know people are talking about, like, a lot of this stuff was leaked beforehand, so it wasn't, like, the biggest of surprises that some of it was a thing. But like, as someone who hasn't followed Nintendo stuff closely enough to be even have, like, a inkling of what, like, a leak would be with this stuff, it was a big direct. I'm gonna turn the music down a little bit. I'm also gonna turn up the game sound. And y'all are just gonna have to tell me what audio sounds like for y'all. So yeah, no, it was a great direct. Pikmin 1 and 2 getting released on Switch, along with more Pikmin 4 information. I know people are kind of saying that Pikmin 4 probably wasn't going to be in the Direct if it got its little video before the Direct, but no, big stuff. Tears of the Kingdom on your Switch, singing for your dear life as you play it. Your Switch isn't happy with it? Mine's been vibing alright. Tears of the Kingdom's incredible. I finished it. I haven't 100%ed it, but I did beat the story finally. So I'm back to playing some PC games that I kind of put on hold for it. Yeah, Tears of the Kingdom, I loved it. I'm so glad I played Breath of the Wild on stream last year, because one, it got me into enjoying Breath of the Wild enough that I was like, I'm going to pick up Tears of the Kingdom when it first comes out. Which was great, because that was so much fun to have Tears of the Kingdom to play. But then also, I didn't have to wait. Everyone who played Breath of the Wild, like, however many years ago at this point, like 6 years ago, and has been waiting 6 years for a new Zelda game, I had to wait like 8 months. Suckers. Worth the wait. It was so good. It was really good. I think the big concern I know from a lot of people, from my friends, from me, from a lot, you know, was, okay, cool, what's it gonna do to justify being the same map with the same engine and the same characters and everything, and it being just like the truest of true sequels, where it's like literally like a couple years afterwards in terms of its setting. Makes so much sense. It works. It keeps everything good. But then all the little changes, it was so great going around to places I had been in Breath of the Wild and being like, oh, I know what's going to be here, and it was not that. I think some of the areas people had valid complaints about were fixed in a lot of ways, where it's like, oh, we didn't like that you did this way, and so it's been updated. Like, right, like, I think, like, just in general, the entire Goron area, like, you don't just catch on fire from being in it. It's still a mechanic at points, but it's not like the one concern you have the entire time you're there. It's so good. The underground's not nearly as fleshed out in terms of, like, the depth of what you can do in the overworld Hyrule, but, like, oh, you have an entire new map to explore. You have, like, an entire new map to explore, not just the little islands up above. There's a whole extra map. I didn't even know that was a thing. Because I avoided as much information as I could. I basically, like, locked myself off the internet for the first week, aside from the Korok torture that people were putting on Twitter, which was hilarious. But it was just so good. It was so good. I'm so glad I went into it as, like, fresh as I did, looking at nothing online. That was a great experience. I definitely kind of burned out near the end of it as I kept trying to do the final boss and kept being like, I need to, like, do a little bit more grinding for it. So I kept feeling like I was just kind of pulling it out, right? In terms of, like, just extending it longer than maybe necessary. But, like, that's not really what the case was. That's just what, like, weirdly my brain was telling me. Oh, it's so good. It's so good. If you enjoyed Breath of the Wild, play Tears of the Kingdom. It's so good. Weird glitches and bugs from Breath of the Wild were fixed. Yeah, but sometimes those are fun. Heard lots though. I think the map really changes. Really justified it being new. Oh yeah, absolutely. The additions to the map, a lot of the caves and stuff they added, like just the changes, the fact that like the world is basically it's long enough that you see things different, but it's close enough that you can see, like, it doesn't feel like foreign, right? Like, it theoretically it's what, like 5 years or something like that, maybe a little more. So it's nothing it's nothing crazy, right? But it's like, it's enough that you can be like, all right. For me especially, it was like, good. This is the, like, to me it was like, oh, this is great. This is the what happens after you beat Breath of the Wild Hyrule that I wanted to see in Breath of the Wild, but obviously you don't, because it resets you after you beat the final boss. So it was so good. It was so good. I think it was an experience with Tears of the Kingdom was way easier than Breath of the Wild. I think if you know how to use the mechanics, they help you a lot more. I think that's fair to say. First gen Switch doesn't like you very much. My Switch is a V1 Switch. I played just fine. Plus, it's like a launch edition V1, which means I had fun with it. Unrelated to that, the Steam Deck runs Tears of the Kingdom phenomenally. Some weird shader issues, but the game runs great. Yeah. So yeah, no, like, Tears of the Kingdom, phenomenal. That was a blast to play. But yeah, I'm back to playing some other games now. I've been playing Hi-Fi Rush right up until Tears of the Kingdom came out. Before that, I started Horizon Zero Dawn, but had to kind of step away from that, because I started that while I was in Japan, which I'll talk about the Japan trip in a bit, because there's a lot to talk about with that. But I was playing it a bit on the Japan trip, but it would crash. Like, it was Steam Deck compatible through the tutorial, and then it was very much not Steam Deck compatible post the tutorial area with Horizon. So I had to put that one on hold until I was back in my PC to play it more. But that one's been fun. I've been getting back into that now. Upgraded to the new Zelda Switch? Nice. I wish I could have gotten an OLED Switch back when BDSP came out. Right, because that was when I got my second Switch, but yeah, it was still right at that point where OLED Switches were kind of hard to find. We were still coming out of, like, the pandemic shortages when it came to consoles and everything. And certain things still have that, but, like, the consoles especially were really still kind of struggling right then. So I found a Switch that I could get that met my requirements, and it was just a V2 Switch, a Redbox Switch, but it worked. Hey, what's going on? What's going on, Al? How's Mel? She's doing all right. She's got less than 2 months left in Japan, so I'm excited to have her back over here. So time zones aren't a problem anymore. So yeah, no, she's been doing all right. She's at, like, the last school she'll be at. She's got her ticket booked for coming back home and everything. So I'm excited. I'm very, very excited for that. Yours also beat up since your little cousins love to mess around with it. It's almost broken. Oof, that's no fun. If you have, like, a V1 early Switch, those are worth keeping around and keeping running. Right? Those will sell used more than a new OLED Switch easily. So if you have, like, a V1 Switch, keep it running. Like the one that I'm playing on right now, I used with, like, beat up Joy-Cons is, like, still a $400 or $500 Switch. But it's it's questionable. It's questionable. It's been a while. I could have, like, in this time stolen his face and stuff, but it is me, as far as you're aware. So yeah, I mean, yeah, the majority of the last 6 months for me have been spent focusing on robot stuff. I've actually got more robot stuff coming up. So, like, that's a known thing for in a few weeks. I'll be at a robot competition with the team. So that'll be a weekend, but I'm not here. Just doing off-season stuff, but yeah. Modding makes Switch prices weird. The biggest draw for the old Switches with the prices is just the fact that you can do all of that stuff with them. You know, no holds bars, right? Like there's nothing that can be done to prevent you from doing that with one of those Switches, which is why, like, that's why they're just so valuable. Don't know if you saw me graduate high school with high honors. Yo, that's awesome! Congrats! Congrats, that's fantastic. It's wild seeing everyone who's in here who I know was, like, very much on, like, the line of my first YouTube account, I'm finally old enough to have one where I don't lie about my birthday kind of thing, and y'all are all, like, graduating and getting jobs and going to college, and it's like, oh god, am I also getting older? I don't like this. Mario Maker Monday. We're gonna talk about ideas for streams going forward. I want to get back into it a lot, but I have questions I want to ask you guys. I also have questions I just want to think out loud about with you guys. Why do you keep... Oh, I know what I'm doing. So yeah, there's all these kind of conversations we can have, because I want to do this more. As soon as I, like, closed the blackout curtains and turned on all the stream lighting, I was like, I'm home. I'm back. I want to be here. And I just want to make sure when I'm doing this that I'm, like, not burning myself out, that I'm doing stuff that you guys can enjoy. I want to grow the channel and the community and everything around it, you know, in general. But, like, I don't want to, like, focus on numbers too hard, you know? You feel me? That's what I said last stream. I know it's what I said last stream. But again, I'm not spending, like, 4 days a week doing robot stuff. So we're getting back into it. I have an intent to make it work this time. In November, I got into this weird, like, mental thing, right? It's like I couldn't get myself to do it, and I knew if I was doing it, I wasn't going to be having fun with it. So it was smart, and it was the best thing for me to just kind of pull off from it for a little bit, and that ended up being until, you know, January-ish, and then just scheduling and time crunch. You know, there's not much I can do about that, unfortunately. But no, I do genuinely want to get back into it, be it Pokemon or be it other stuff. But, like, there's questions I have for you guys since I want to think out loud about. I think we'll kind of get to that with time in the stream. Cause yeah, like I love this. I love doing this. This is so much fun. You're grinding Gimme Ghoul raids. I need to do those. Okay, I have like no clue how to do raids properly, but I need to do Gimme Ghoul raids. I scheduled this stream, and then again in the direct, right? Like I couldn't watch the direct as it happened. I was in a meeting, and as soon as, like, that meeting ended, I, like, opened Twitter, and, like, Sarah B was info dumping about stuff, and I'm like, I thought this was a direct, not a Pokemon Presents. Like I said, when is the last time Pokemon's unveiled, like, legitimate content of any kind in a Nintendo Direct? The last time I can think is honestly, like, the X and Y reveal. Like, I feel like ever since then... What is this camera doing? I just need glasses suddenly. Jesus. Oh, that is... It's been years. Hey, what's going on? What's going on, Blue? How are you doing? Uh-oh. How's that? Uh-oh. How you doing? It's been a while. Yeah, no. So, like, I scheduled this stream, then a direct happened, which, again, I didn't expect any Pokemon stuff to happen in. Then they're like, hey, here's this, like, limited time shiny hunting thing. And I was sitting there like, should I change the stream to be that? And I really was thinking about doing that, but I realized that y'all see me already just struggling to, like, control this game, like, just menus for eggs. No way I was doing raids today. Been grinding out them chest raids. I need to do some of those. I'm probably gonna try to schedule another stream for maybe this weekend where I do that, because I don't want to miss out on, like, a limited time shiny like that, right? As much as it's cool they can do these kind of things, I also know it means, like, we could just never get this again. So I don't want to miss out on that. You're at 130 right now? Dang. So, I asked this online somewhere and never got a response, but I wasn't surprised because like it was a smaller community. What are the odds for shinies and raids like? Especially like raids like this where like it's explicitly like, hey, this one can only really be shiny in this raid. Is it still, excuse me, is it still like your standard odds, right? Is it like 1 in 4096? Or like shiny charmed on that, like the 1375-ish? Or is it some different number? 4108. Okay. Got you. Okay. 1 in 4108, that's interesting. It's worse than a roll shot. How does that work? Strange, but okay, cool. Good to know, good to know. Man. And it's not like shiny charm affected or anything? Man, that is rough. How long does this event run? Is it like a week or how long is it? I release a shiny raid then and not increase the odds? To get you to play more? I don't know. That's so weird. That down suite is just wild. Hey, what's going on, Mitchie? Welcome to the stream. The Probo Pass. True, we have the Probo Pass emote in Discord that we don't have on stream yet. Nope, happy hunting. Dang. So how long does it run for? Like, I'm trying to think of the math on that. Charm does not affect it either. It goes until July 2nd. Okay, so more than a week, but not long. Yeah, that may be a focus for some streams. That might even be an off-stream thing as well. Dang. Yeah, it's probably going to be something I do a little bit of streaming with. I guess that kind of answers a bit of the question of what do I stream? What do I start with streaming? It's going to be that. Because like, I want to play some other games again like I did last year. Last summer it was really cool being able to play some other stuff. I had a lot of fun with that. But like, that's also something I don't want to miss out. Hey, what's going on, gamers? How you doing? How's it that you never know when there's an event in Scarlet Violet? It got announced yesterday during like a Nintendo Direct. But also, I kind of agree, gamers, right? Like, I don't have my like thumb on the pulse as much as I used to with Pokemon stuff. So like, it throws me off a lot when there are these like timed events, right? I never knew anything about like the raids, like any of like the Dynamax raids in Sword and Shield. So like any kind of special shinies or special versions of Pokemon that were in those, I never got them, right? Like not just like I don't understand it. I just physically never tried to obtain them. Man, I keep doing this menuing wrong. So yeah, like, agreed in a lot of ways. Granted, this one again, it was in a Nintendo Direct. They don't do that anymore. I was expecting 0 Pokemon content yesterday, and we got DLC trailers, which admittedly told us nothing new aside from here are some Pokemon that are going to be in them. Detective Pikachu got a sequel announced in this Direct, and they announced the Gimme Ghoul thing. Like, it's not a lot. Like, don't get me wrong, it wasn't like a full Pokemon Presents level of, like, stuff to do. But it was stuff. It was more significant stuff than's been in a normal Direct in a while. Now you don't want to do the Gimme Ghoul hunt, now you know that. I definitely want to do it. I won't be kicking myself if I don't get it. But again, it's just, I find it to be a little bit of a bummer. You won't be able to hit odds at all, even if you stay up 24 hours every day until the event ends. Yeah, see, like, that's a bummer. That's a big bummer with it. I know I could run like 2 switches and like double my chances maybe in some form or fashion, but like that's too much. Need to luck out with this one. Don't recommend it. It's more stressful than the Manaphy. Manaphy's only stressful if you're trying to stream it like I was. That was my biggest problem with Manaphy. I'd love to kind of break that out again. I want to get it. I want to get Jirachi. Jirachi's another hunt that I want to get back into. I've been collecting more GameCubes. Decidueye the Wise, what's going on? Welcome to the stream. Isn't there also no shiny sparkles for raids? I know nothing of raids. Again, like my knowledge when it comes to this is just so disconnected at this point. I don't actually know. I know there's no like sparkle for the overworld, which is unfortunate when you're trying to hunt in the overworld. You know, like I know that, so it wouldn't surprise me to learn that like the raids just don't have it for some reason. Been using Ursaluna and Azumarill for the raids, and it's still annoying to hunt. I need to figure that out. I need to work on setting up a Pokemon. I might try doing that tonight. Again, probably gonna try raids. Like, yeah, I mean, I'm trying to think, like, what would be the best way to do it? Can you like quit a raid early? Do you know if the Pokemon's shiny when you start the raid? If you do, are you able to run from the raid early, like, and give up? Like, I don't care, I don't want to do it, right? Because, like, it's not shiny, I don't care, and then, like, reset your raids somehow? Or, like, what's the process for it? No sparkles for non-caught shinies. What? What does the shiny even look like? I also don't know. Isn't it just like the chest is a different color? Like that's the big thing, is that the chest is like gray instead of red or something? You can tell on run without doing the fight, and you need to day skip. Oh. I don't like that. I've never been a fan of that. I don't like doing time manips for stuff. Like, especially like shiny stuff. Like that, time manips end up for me like crossing a bit of that line, you know, in terms of being a little bit, not like glitchy, but exploiting, you know? The Gimmighoul itself is ever so slightly whiter. Is that the only way you can tell in like den lighting as well? That's wild. Look at that, efficient menuing. It's not even good, the little goblin's just gold. Basically, I have to catch it to tell. That's what it sounds like. Can you join other people's raids? Like, are people hosting them online and you can join them? Sounds like you're not picking back up the game. Fair enough. Yeah, like, I'm gonna look into it and try it. I want to get it. But I'm not gonna focus too hard. I'm not gonna beat myself up over missing it. But yeah, it's just very funny that like a limited time shiny hunt pops up and like is announced the day after I pick up streaming again with the intent to like, I'll be honest, kind of the intent of this was like shiny hunt once to kind of just have a stream where we can sit here and talk and then turn back around and do stuff like the Breath of the Wild or the Cuphead streams and stuff like that. That was kind of my thought. But then yeah, we get this like limited time shiny hunt dropped on us. Technically you need to, since you beat Violet, I think you beat Scarlet. This is actually the first game where you've bought both. Really? What made this be the game you decided to get both? You can join other people's raids if you know someone with a shiny one, you're lucky. Ah. So y'all just need to have shiny raids I can join. Yeah, I see how this works, right? A shiny is so bad. What does the evolved form look like? I guess I can look this up, right? It'd be on Cerebi. It's been so long since I've done any of this that, like, Chrome doesn't autofill it for me anymore. Oh, that's really all the differences? That's kind of wild. For that, it just has different highlighting. That's so weird. Yo, Kevin, what's going on? That's a mighty stash. Thank you. I grew it myself. Rubber band parts, the evolution turn from silver to gold is even worse than the Gimmighoul. Yeah, I just looked at it's like, what is this? And it's this rare? Yeah, thank you for the super chat, Kevin. I appreciate it. y'all see Twitch is getting like a hype chat thing that's just super chats? That'll be interesting. Pretty sure Golden goes silver. Yeah, like, right? Like, that would have been something that would have been kind of neat. Like, you know, okay, you change this part of the Pokemon. Let's kind of keep that going. Yeah, make it noticeably different. Making Gimmighoul shiny look good should have been so easy. How did they mess it up? I don't know. It's probably a matter of they're like, this designs our 1000th Pokemon, which is already kind of stupid. I don't think that's a Pokemon that should have been the 1000th Pokemon, but it is. Not that it matters, but it does. Like, oh, the design's iconic. We can't change it for the shiny. It's like, yeah, you can. Easily. Pokemon 1000 is one of the worst shinies and hardest to get. Way to celebrate the 1000th Pokemon. Yeah, like Golden Go is permanently a massive Pokemon, an iconic Pokemon, by being number 1000 in the Dex. Messed up Gimmighoul line and the Charcadet line. The Charcadet line is an absolute travesty. I don't even care that much about these games, and I agree with you on that. It had such an obvious way to do its shiny, and it just doesn't do that. It's ridiculous. Ridiculous. It's the other side of the coin of like the fact that like the fact that Pokemon are manually textured now and their shinies are manually created, as opposed to like the old days where it was we take the sprite and apply like a number to, like, we apply math to the color numbers and then it's different color numbers and that's the shiny. Take it or leave it. Umbreon looks radioactive, or like Espeon looks radioactive but Umbreon looks dope, kind of thing, where it's just like take it or leave it. This is what it turned out being. It looks okay, it looks cool, right? Versus now where it's like they can hand pick the colors they want, which means they not on one side, yeah, they can create great shinies, but also on the other side, if they're afraid of changing a Pokemon, then they just won't change it. Only reason why I bought both was because Scarlet had Roaring Moon, he loves Salamence as a whole, but seriously, real talk, where is the love for Snivy? He hasn't been in any games since, what, Sun and Moon? It's crazy that there are still Pokemon that, like, can't be in a game after the 3DS. We're 3 sets of games in now. 4 if you count Let's Go, but like Let's Go really kind of blatantly only had up to a certain level. Could just remove like a Scovillain or something and made Miraidon number 1000. I think it's a pretty conscious effort to not make one and not the other of the box arts be like more special like that. Like that would be wild if it's like, you bought Scarlet? You're a Pokemon 1001. Like, as superficial of a thing as that is kind of weird, you know? Still skipping out on the Switch Pokemon games, that's totally fair. I think they botched them all the way through. Let's Go has grown on me, it's alright. BDSP, as much as I think I am, in terms of the Pokemon community on the whole, I am in the minority here. BDSP is probably like the best one on this system. And I'll say, I've said it before, I still stand by it. Scarlet and Violet absolutely could have been the best Pokemon games we ever had to date. If they, like, made the games not look like garbage. The actual stuff. How long have you even been a member now? What is your little bell say? Does it tell me if I hover over it now? It used to tell me when I hovered over it. I don't know. Oh, 12 months! Oh, that's a long... Hey, there you go! Dude, a year! Nice! Good choices. Thank you for the support. I appreciate it, Kevin. Especially given the last year has not been the year to be, like, a member on YouTube. Of all things. Yo, Adam, what's going on? It's been a long time. Scarlet and Violet looks amazing. Legends Arceus was awful. I fell off of Arceus. I don't think that's been hidden. Arceus was kind of an okay concept. I don't think it was done super well. It was very... Arceus felt very, very vast, but very shallow to me. I think Scarlet and Violet's mechanics fixed that so much. Being traditional Pokemon mechanics, like I just didn't like the style of Arceus stuff, personally. But, like, I think Scarlet and Violet, like, being traditional Pokemon mechanics, like I just didn't like the style of Arceus stuff, personally. Being traditional Pokemon mechanics, like I just didn't like the style of Arceus stuff, personally. Being traditional Pokemon mechanics, like I just didn't like the style of Arceus stuff, personally. I think this game's a lot closer. It's still not perfect, but it's a lot better. But at the same time, they look like garbage. They just do. Yo, Kevin, with the renewed membership. I still call them sponsors in that pop-up. I think every time it pops up, I say I need to change that, and then I don't. BDSP were amazing, absolutely love them, and only bought Liz Arceus to get Arceus and the Azure Flute and BDSP. Honestly, kind of fair. BDSP is great. Oh, Kalora the Tworkle, welcome to the stream. How are you doing? Also, very easy to get shinies. In which game? I think Arceus is the best Pokemon on Switch. You love that game. A lot of the community does. A lot of the community loves Arceus. It doesn't vibe with me. It doesn't vibe with me. I'm too much of a classic Pokemon person to really get into a game that is that different. If they do more Legends games, more power to them. I'll probably play them. I'm one of those people. I'll get it, I'll stream it to some capacity and be like, neat, and then not play it again, kind of thing. If they did a, like, Legends, you know, a Legends Jirachi or something and went to Hoenn, I'd be all over it. I'm a sucker for Hoenn. Got 13 in a day? Which game is this again? Arceus. Oh, gosh. Yeah, I mean, the outbreaks are insane for shinies, or they're not. I had such bad luck with Paris, of all Pokemon, in Arceus. For some reason, I could not get Paris. Which also, someone agree with me on this. I want to make sure I'm not losing my mind from Arceus when this happened. They got Paris backwards, right? They got Paris backwards, right? Like, in terms of, like, shiny colors, like, they made the shiny the regular form. Consider Coliseum and XD Gale Darkness a main series game. No more Legends games. If they didn't make more Legends games, I wouldn't cry. I haven't played Coliseum or XD. I own them in Japanese, like, in box, and now I have, like, Japanese GameCubes. I actually have, like, multiple Japanese GameCubes at this point. Where's the camera for it? Yeah. I got more GameCubes! Or more GameCube. That was a gift from Mel while I was in Japan. So I have an orange player on an orange GameCube with an orange controller. All silver and all black. I need all purple now. If I got all purple, I would be very happy. It's just expensive. They're just expensive to get. Have that too, Lego set too. It's so cool. I have the Bowser too now. Generally, Christmas gifts from my dad are big Lego sets, which I appreciate and love to get. He was a big Lego guy, so he's still super into it and does stuff. On the Wii, your GameCube broke. Fair enough. Fair enough. Did you enjoy playing through the main storyline of the games? I actually did with Scarlet Violet. Yeah, I enjoyed that, Ash. How are you doing, by the way? I don't think I actually said hi to you. So how's it going, Ash? But yeah, I enjoyed the main story of them. It's just, as soon as you play, if you like play a lot of Scarlet and Violet, and then you play another game on the Switch, you go, oh yeah, this does look bad. Like, that's my biggest complaint with these games is, like, it's, the way I think I put it before is, like, Scarlet and Violet have some of the best bones in a modern Pokemon game, hands down, but it's wrapped in the worst stuff. Right, like, it's so hard to get through, right? It's like, you can have, like, the healthiest food in the world, but it smells like a garbage dump, and just, like, does not look good, and tastes gnarly, right? Objectively healthy food, good for you. Don't wanna, you know? Do you also like the song by Ed Sheeran that plays in the credits? I don't remember it. It's weird when Pokemon games have, like, any kind of words in them, honestly. Any kind of spoken words in Pokemon games feel weird to me. That's probably a very, like, back in my day kind of take, but, like, it just feels strange. Any voice lines in a Pokemon game feel strange to me at this point. I don't want them. Even in the music. He did double take with the Ed Sheeran. I think a lot of people probably did. Arvin needs a... Arvin's been through a lot. Done 3 playthroughs of Scarlet and 3 playthroughs of Violet. Dang, Adam. Dedicated. Team on Scarlet is Quackable, Kilowattrel, Palma, Scovillain, Farigarath, and Excalibur. Nice. Played Pokemon since Red, Blue, and Yellow, and never ever want voice acting Pokemon. It's better without it. There's probably something somewhere to be said for certain spin-offs having it. I mean, Detective Pikachu has it, but yeah, it feels weird. It feels weird. Obviously, if they did it and the game around it was good, I would get used to it. But just adding it to add it feels strange to me. 15 shiny male Slandit, you're deteriorating with the shiny Bagon Overworld hunt. You're hunting for a Bagon and keep getting the male Slandits? Rip. Okay in a spin-off, but never ever a main game. Honestly, I don't fully disagree with that. Yeah, it's just... I don't know what it would add, right? Like, I don't think there's anything to be added by that. Like, Pokemon's enough of a blank slate game to me that even when there's good story and important story things, like, it's not the main point of the games. And I'm someone who loves story in Pokemon games. Like, Sun and Moon have a great story and they're one of my favorite games because of it. Like, but I don't know, it feels like that would be such a weird thing to me. You have the Skeledirge, Kilowattrel, Palafin, Espartha, Titan, and Doxbin. Nice. Nice, nice. Okay, with no voice acting, they just need to stop putting fake singing in the game. What do you mean by fake singing? Like, miming singing, or like vocals that aren't quite singing? I'm not quite sure I know what you mean there, Southstar. And, Kalora, your team on Violet is Meowscarada, Finizen, Copperachus, Staraptor, and Doxbin. Neat. Use some still your favorite Pokemon games to play. I'm not as into Usum because of how much I played Sun. Right? I remember back in the day when people would like ask me like, oh, what should I get? Should I get Sun and Moon or should I get Usum? If you didn't have one, Usum all day long. They're objectively the better games. They have more for the same price. And like, you get literally everything from the other game, plus some. Like, it's not like a different thing you're getting. It's not like choosing between versions. It's literally like, do you want this game or cooler that game? Like, it just... There was nothing... There's no doubt about it. Go with Usum if you haven't played Sun and Moon. Right, it's not a sequel. It's an alternative telling. You're not missing anything. But like, if you played Sun and Moon, I don't know, I feel like it just... Experiencing a region for the first time is special in a way that, like, a sequel or, like, a retelling just isn't gonna hit unless it adds a ton of stuff. And Usum didn't quite add enough for me to feel like it was justified, especially being 2 games. If it was done in, like, the style of, like, Eclipse or something, and it was, like, its own game, like, 1 game, it'd be like, yeah, cool, best way to play it, you know. I don't think anyone would be questioning it. But just because it was the Sun and Moon again. The pure scene from Sword and Shield, that's the need to not do. Ah, got you. Talking about when a character is singing in the game but isn't speaking the words. Yeah, that's strange. I get why they do it, because it's like part of the character's like whole thing, but agreed, it's just not great. Beyond 30 shinies in the overworld still, no Bagon. Looks like you're gonna be doing this for a while. Rip. Yeah, I mean, yeah, so like, I went to Japan. Yeah, totally natural segue in this conversation. But no, yeah, I went to Japan. That was a great time. Went over to see Mel, because, yeah, I hadn't seen her. At that point, I went over mid-April through, like, the first week of May. So yeah, at that point, I hadn't seen her in person in, like, 8.5 months or something. It was great. It was fantastic. It was the first time I've left the country, like the first time I've left the US. So that was a whole process. I was also just early enough in going over that Japan's COVID protocols are still in place, so it was a very hectic, like, 72 hours before flying, because, as I was talking about before, I have all the robot stuff I do. I was at robot stuff up until the weekend before my flight, so, like, I was at competitions with hundreds and hundreds of people in one large room for weeks, for, like, 4 weeks in a row. I was constantly doing stuff. I think it was like 2 straight months where I like wasn't home on a weekend, including like Japan in that figure, which was kind of weird to think about when I did think about it. But yeah, that was just kind of crazy. But so yeah, so part of going to Japan required me taking a COVID test like within 72 hours of my flight. So I was stressing that even if I had no symptoms, even if I felt great, whatever, one of the many hundreds of people I had walked near, even wearing like a mask at all these events, just like, please don't catch anything before this flight. I was so nervous that was gonna go wrong. I almost booked my test too early. I booked it like 71.5 hours before the flight from the US across to Japan, like the one where they actually checked everything. It's like, oh, please don't be like too late. Don't be too early. Fortunately, everything was good there. I was able to get into the country, you know, the whole point of doing all that. But it was, yeah, no, it was a great time. It was really cool going over, and, you know, one, it was fantastic to see Mel in person. It was great to see what she's been doing. Like, you know, she always talks about like the places that like she does, like, mentions, you know, like, this store she goes to for things, or this like park, or, you know, working at this place or that place, and seeing it is fantastic. I actually kind of know, I have a map in my head when she talks about stuff now for the last couple months she's there. So that's really cool. I'm glad I got to go over while she was there. Like, that's a whole other experience, right? Like, going to a country as like a vacation where everyone going over is like going to go and like stay in a hotel together and go and see touristy things and all that, versus like going over to someone you know's like place of residence, right? Like Mel lives there, so it's like seeing her apartment and seeing like a grocery store she goes to and where her work is, and seeing like non-touristy things, right? So it was a really cool experience, because, right, there's, like, not many chances to do something like that. Like, even in the future, if Mel and I went to to Japan again or something, right, like, we would both be traveling, right? So it would be, like, a whole different thing, as opposed to just going over there and kind of living the life for a few weeks. So that was really cool. It was a lot of fun to do that. It was a ton of fun to be able to do that. I think chat broke on my... Hello? Yeah, chat definitely just broke. And we'll see if it picks back up. Oh well. Gotta go now. Alright, see you later, Flora. Thanks for stopping by the stream. I appreciate you coming by and seeing you. Hope to see you again soon. Still haven't done any picnics yet at all. Your shinies are full odds, dang. I'm broken officially. What'd you guys do? You ruined it. Ruined the whole thing. We're just gonna kill the stream. I won't come back again for another like 8 months. No, but yeah, Japan was really cool. It was really cool going over there, and yeah, like I said, just seeing a bunch of stuff, right? Like, because we didn't do a ton of touristy things. We hit a few spots, right? Like a couple things that like were interesting. I think like the big one in terms of what like Japan internet and like gaming and people would think is like Akihabara. We went there for a day. I was way too jet lagged to care or go through half the buildings, but it was kind of neat to see anyways. But honestly, one of the craziest things over there is how cheap it is to find like the kind of electronics and like games and stuff that here we like freak out over, right? Would you expect like just random used bookstores in the US to carry like in-box N64 games? Probably not. You go there, there's just a wall in like a bookstore. Like stores called like Book Off, right? A whole line of stores was like used secondhand stuff, you bring it in. Just N64 controllers, games, Famicoms for sale. It's wild. It's all your fault, you broke chat, it's part of your evil plan. Why would you do this? Why would you do this? So yeah, no, it was really cool. It was really, really cool going over there. Coming from a place that has some amount of public transport, but not anything that the rest of the world would consider valid. It was very intimidating getting off of a plane and being jet lagged, right? Like 16 hours from the time I got to the first airport to the time I walked out of the airport in Tokyo. I remember I looked up on a train and saw like the map and was like, oh god, I could get lost here so easily. Like there were so many more lines on that map than I've ever seen on a train map. Just so you know, you left a dislike that proves you're more evil. Why would you do this to me? I try to come back and be nice and have a good time with y'all. We're gonna dip. Alright, see you later, gamers. It was good to see you, man. Good to catch up. Hope to see you again soon. But yeah. Y'all just like immediately start bullying. But yeah, no, so it was great. It was great. Saw some like shrines and temples. But really just kind of walked around. I went go-karting over there. That was fun. The locals at that track, I don't think expected me to like hold my own as well as I did, so I was very proud of that. Time to face your third boss of Diablo 4. Good luck with that. First shiny on Scarlet was literally a Fido outside the Splatfest. Nice. You have a right to riot. You can do whatever you want, but just know that you're the ones choosing to be like that. Maybe that's what we'll find in this stream, Adam. We'll just run into a random Fido. I also found Fido's like the one random shiny I've found in this game too. I don't know if it just stands out more, but I think I was just trying to. What am I trying to say? I was just trying to like complete the decks, you know. First shiny in Scarlet Violet was another Magikarp. Juan, you're nothing if not consistent. It's cool that you have like a first shiny that you go for. I respect that. Also, chat is absolutely broken in OBS right now, and I don't know why. YouTube chat's never really worked well on these, I've found. It's strange. Also found a random shiny Fido. Fido's just like the beginner's shiny in this game, it seems. So yeah, Japan was good. Like I pointed out, Mel got me an orange GameCube as like a birthday present, which was fantastic. Like I said, I'm 75% of the way to a complete collection, unless I'm gonna go insane and get a second of each to do like 4x Jirachi hunting using like color coordinated GameCubes, which would be so extra but so fantastic. So I don't know, maybe we do that. Maybe we do that. That would just be very expensive. And I don't have that kind of money. Not yet, at least. Gotta win the lottery or something and then do that. First shiny in Scarlet Violet was a Mudbray. Neat. Mudbray's a neat shiny. It's strange. It's not like the best color scheme, but like it stands out. And that's becoming more and more of like the good shinies, right? It's just like they actually stand out. If I saw one randomly, I'd be like, that's different. That's the shiny. You're trying to raise Cinder for a shiny Fido, but got it a few minutes after her stream ended. Ah, dang. I wonder how Cinder's doing. I haven't seen her in a good bit. I know she's got her stuff going on. Hunting Iron Valiant for almost 5 months and still haven't found it. Dang. Oh, you want to do it without a sandwich? Okay, so you're like making it a little bit more difficult for yourself. Got you. Got a shiny Gimme Ghoul and a 5-star raid yesterday. Nice, nice. I need to do those raids. I'll need to actually get into them at some point. What else is there to talk about? There's been so much. I like legitimately made a little like amount of a list to talk about. Yeah, because like it's like there's just been so much in like the past 6 months. I want to at least like have some things to make sure like there's enough to talk about for a good bit. Yeah, I mean, okay, so like Japan, that was a big one. Went to a convention as I usually do at the start of the summer. Got more clothes, like this sweater. So I always end up buying sweaters right before the start of summer. Because I guess I'm a masochist. I don't know. So then I want to wear them because I bought them. But it's like 80 or 90 degrees outside some days. And it's really not sweater weather unless it's below like 60. Yet I wear them. So that was good. And like usually going to that convention every year is kind of like my motivation to pick things back up. And it gets like ideas flowing in my head for like what to do, you know, stuff to do with streams and everything. Like last year is when I picked streaming back up as well. This year, I don't know, I needed a couple extra weeks, I guess, because it's been like a month since that con happened, but I just feeling good about things now, vibing, ready to do some more stuff now. When you first got into the areas here after beating the game in 2 minutes, and you got a shiny iron hands, nice, dude. Nice. So yeah, you know, like that con's always good. I saw a battle bot there. That was kind of cool. Didn't expect to see that. It was part of the Atasha Car show. Like a battle bot from the show. So that was kind of fun. But yeah, no, so it's good. My head's clear. I'm excited for the streams. But yeah, that's where there's like ideas. I wanna ask you guys and like get y'all's thoughts on stuff for going forward, right? And I'll say this up front with it, right? I want to know what you guys want to see because you guys are the ones who are here. You're the ones who show up to a stream after I haven't streamed in 6 months, and also the ones who show up to streams when I stream every day of the week. So I wanted to, what are you guys interested in, both in terms of Pokemon stuff, in terms of like other kind of things, right? Like looking at last year when I streamed a ton of different games. I had a lot of fun doing that, and I want to do that again. Just because I don't know, it mixes it up. It keeps the burnout away, right? If I know I'm playing Pokemon 2 hours a day, you know, 4 or 5 days a week, I'm gonna start not wanting to play Pokemon at points, right? That's what happens. I really looking at any time I've burned out, it's when I feel like I need to play a game longer than I want to for streaming, or more often than I want to, and like not feeling like I can move on, right? Like even when it came to like the Odyssey speedrunning, I wanted to beat a certain time, but like I kind of didn't want to play it, right? But I felt like I couldn't stop until I hit that time and I burnt out, right? Like that's the vibe that usually happens when I start burning out. So I want to avoid that, and I know like shiny hunting is going to keep me feeling like that, you know? So like that's where like I want y'all's thoughts. What kind of games do you guys find interesting? If you have cool ideas for like things to do in games that are a little bit more unique. Like I was trying to think of things to do with Tears of the Kingdom, right? Like I knew I wasn't gonna play Tears of the Kingdom while it was coming out on stream while I was playing it for my first time. Breath of the Wild I was totally okay with playing on stream because any of the neat things that you can do in the game, like I'd either already heard about it or people didn't think they were like big enough to mention to me, right? Like if I had been playing Breath of the Wild right as it came out, people would be like telling me like, oh, have you seen Eventide Island? It's got this whole cool thing to it, and like spoil it. Versus like, you know, Code Monkey being like, you should go to that island. It's like, okay, right? You know, like my thoughts on a game that at that point was 5 years old are very different than my thoughts on spoilers in a game that like just came out. So like, I was like, I needed to play Tears of myself, and I also didn't want to be just one of the hundreds of people streaming Tears of the Kingdom first blind playthrough. You know, like that gets boring. That gets boring for y'all as well, right? Like that's where you just watch the creator. It's like I want to do something unique if I did it, right? Some kind of challenge, some kind of fun little like thing with it. I was trying to think, and I don't know if you guys have an idea of this. Did you ever get 100% in Kirby? I have not. I haven't touched Kirby since I streamed it. That could be something fun to do as like a one-off or like two-off stream or something, maybe. Because the other thing I'm trying to think of, right, is like I said earlier, I want to grow the community and grow the channel again, right? Like not as like a monetary thing, as great as that would be, but in terms of just like getting more people here, more people to talk to, like stream. I want chats to always kind of be lively. I want the Discord to be going. Thank y'all for keeping the Discord like actually talking a few times a week. Like there's some memes for dead chats and stuff like the Among Us chat, but like that's just because it's an Among Us chat in 2023. But like genuinely, there's always stuff happening in the Discord, and I appreciate that. It's really cool, and I want more of that. Like everywhere, right? I like the idea of like little things always kind of moving and growing and stuff in the community, and knowing that like there is a community out there and people are able to talk and interact through this like community that we build up in a lot of ways, and I want to grow that, right? So like one of the things that happens there is playing other games or finding certain things that kind of work to pull people in terms of like a new idea with a game or something, and like also something that translates to being able to turn a 2 to 4 hour stream into simultaneously like a 15 to 30 minute video, right? A highlight video effectively of like basically editing down footage from the stream, as well as a bunch of like shorts and TikToks and stuff like that, right? Like I want to be able to do that. I want that to be a thing that happens with this in ways, right? I'm trying to think about content that way. I started to last year and enjoyed doing that. So I want to do that. But so I was like kind of thinking like one of the things, and like bounce this off with me real quick. I don't know how it would work. I don't know how it would happen. So I don't know if it would happen. But I really wanted to do this in line with like the people just absolutely torturing Koroks in Tears of the Kingdom. I wanted to like set some ground rules for myself, and I don't know what they would have been. See how far could I get a Korok away from Link? How far could I throw a Korok? Basically like Korok, Javelin, or Shot Put. Right? Like using all the abilities and the Zonai devices. How far could I get a Korok away from Link? Right? Like how far could I just yeet a Korok? I wanted to see if I could do that. Hey, welcome back, Kevin. Reach X rank in Splatoon 3. See, I'm actually kind of down to stream some Splatfest. I think that could be fun. I don't know what kind of content I would turn that into, because at this point, like, I don't know, I feel like Splatoon content is good people playing Splatoon, and I haven't played Splatoon since the first season. I think I played, like, the last time I played Splatoon was I joined the, I think February, like, chocolate Splatfest on, like, the last day. And that's it. I don't actually even know if I checked and collected a reward from it. So that's the thing, right? Like, I might do the Splatfest that's coming up. Actually, I might not. I don't know if I'll be... No, I will be. I might stream some of the Splatfest just to have fun with it. But, like, streaming until I hit a certain rank in a game is the kind of thing that's going to burn me out, right? I'll get stuck in, like... I'll get stuck in S rank or something and just not be able to get past it. And all of chat's going to constantly be telling me, why aren't you using motion controls? And, like, I'll have to constantly be explaining that my hand is injured and I can't... Like, just permanently, I can't do motion controls that way. And I don't want to... I know I don't want to do that. Koroks can go pretty far. Exactly! But how far? What's the best way to get them far? Right? Like, setting some ground rules for myself. How far away from me could I make a Korok go? And the big things there, like, are the logistics of it, right? Like, one, what are the rules? There have to be some kind of rules to it. Two, how do you do it, right? How do you get those resources to create stuff, right? Like, I feel like maybe some of the, like, Ultra Hand auto build mechanics might be helpful there, but, like, again, then you're, like, having to build these things up. Then trying to complete tiers like you did with Breath, and you're at 72.35% completion. Nice, dude, nice. I haven't tried for completion in the game. I beat the main story, and that was kind of where I left it. Never played Splatoon. Splatoon's fun. I enjoy it. I wanted to get super into it, but what happened? Okay, Splatoon came out, and I think that was like my main game until Scarlet Violet came out, and then I just didn't play on the Switch again for like a few months. I think that's pretty much what happened. So yeah, I mean, I'll probably play some Splatoon again at some point. Guess we need to make a multi-stage rocket and attach the Korok to that. Probably. But that's where it's like, would you count rockets? Like, I feel like, to an extent, rockets, or like, objectively might be the best way to do it. But wouldn't it be so much funnier to have to build a catapult? Like, how far can you just fling a Korok, right? Like, if one of the rules that I put in place for myself with that, right, is like, the Korok cannot be attached to the object you make, right? Like, the Korok must be, like, able to fall out, right? Just can't just, like, attach rocket to back of Korok and hit it, right? Like, it has to be flung, kind of thing, right? Like, it's, like, the thought of that is kind of what I'm thinking, but it's, like, just getting the right materials and stuff into place. Maybe there's a way to do it, but I think that'd be a really fun stream. If you can get enough materials and enough ideas to do that for, like, an hour and a half or 2 hours on stream, I think that'd be hilarious. I think that'd be one of the best streams I've ever done. Like, I feel like that would be so much fun to do. But it would just be the logistics of it. Do you think you'll attempt to fill the entire Pokedex with shinies? I did try that in Sun. I haven't technically given up on it, but I just haven't done it in a while. My goal would be to have a living shiny national dex. That's always kind of been my thing. 3-segment Dunsparce is so hard to get. Yeah. That's its own whole thing. Then the chat could try the same. Actually make that a stream. Like, I want to, right? Like, that's the thought, Kevin. This was me right when Tears of the Kingdom came out. I was trying to think of something. Yo, Hamza, what's going on, man? You're alive. Glad to see you still here. Yeah. I've been busy with a lot of other, like, life things the past few months, so we're finally getting back into it, doing some more stuff. Splatoon 2 DLC is so much fun. Oh, the Octoling stuff. Yeah, because that was like a whole extra thing. Yo, Carl, what's going on? Do you think you'll attempt... Oh, yeah. Yeah, do you think you'll attempt to fill the entire Pokédex with shinies? That would be my plan. Eventually, at some point. Yeah, so I've just been doing some other stuff. I help a high school robotics team out from like January to April, and that takes up pretty much all the time I would stream. So that's kind of why, like, last year I stopped around the same time. This year I stopped around the same time. That's just what happens. So yeah, I'm trying to get back into it for the summer and hopefully the fall and winter again. Because it's a lot of fun. I enjoyed hanging out with you guys. Hope you're doing well as well, Hamza. Hope things are good for you. I understand. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. Like, I'm not bored by any means. Yeah, it's just you have to pick and choose at points. And yeah, I get a lot of, like, satisfaction and fulfillment out of doing the robot stuff. I'm also incredibly competitive and live vicariously through the high schoolers that build these robots. So when they get like 5th in the world, I'm a happy man. It was funny, the world championship for that whole thing actually happened while I was in Japan. I basically had to choose between going to Japan while I knew they would be competing at like their district and like district championship levels, where I knew they would be competing at those, but like, and I either had to miss those and be able to go to Worlds if they made it to Worlds, or basically be like, I won't see, if they go to Worlds I won't see it, or I won't be there for it, but I'll be there for all the competitions where I might be able to help them get to that point of going. Well, they made it to Worlds and then went as further than the team has in like its 17 years of existing. Like, they won their division at Worlds, played on the final like big field of Worlds, and they won a match on like the most prestigious field in that entire competition. It was great. It was cool to see. Quit your security job in April. I think you started just before you took a break from streaming. Oh, really? Going to school for electrical engineering? Oh, nice. And you grow out your beard more. Nice, dude, nice. I can try doing a Cynthia rematch in BDSP. That'd be fun to watch. Juan, you'd have to help me again, and I don't think you would. I think you want to see me struggle. So yeah, like, I love the idea, like, one last... I have more to talk about with it, but just, again, that, like, the idea of just, like, seeing how far you can throw a Korok, to me, feels like such a fun stream idea. I think that'd be great. I just need to figure it out. I need to figure out the details for it. The logistics. If people have ideas for the logistics on that, like, in terms of having enough materials to build the things to throw them, stuff like that, like, how would you measure it, all these kind of things. If you have thoughts on that, tell me. Tell me. I'm all ears on that, because I really want to do that. Definitely watch that Korok stream. Right? I think it would be some of the best content, both in terms of, like, stream, having fun, laughing, as well. It would probably be some of the easiest content to turn into, like, a video to put on the channel that actually sits up there and helps the channel out. Turn it into, like, shorts and stuff, like, all these things. I want to be able to do stuff that, like, actually helps, like, discoverability on the channel. Right? But the other side of that, maybe make a dumb miniseries of streaming and doing dumb things in that game. Oh, you can make a whole... Yeah, you could... Small Ants built a career off that, right? Like, that's a thing people do, you know? So it's like, yeah, I would love to do it. I would love to find a way to do that. So again, yeah, if you guys have thoughts on that, Discord. If you have ways, like, ideas for the logistics on that, Discord. Just send them on the Discord, and we can figure this out. We can make this happen, because I want to make it happen. You see the Starfield Direct? I didn't. I haven't actually really followed Starfield or anything. Scarlet Violet's the second Pokemon game you've ever played, but it's the first one you got into. Bro, let you play a copy of Hercule as 3DS for like 3 minutes, but you never really liked it. Got you. I'm glad you've been enjoying Scarlet and Violet. It hasn't been my set of games that much. As you can see, I'm still doing, like... This is, like, my first hunt that I did. I just haven't picked it up in, like, 6 months. But yeah, glad you're liking it. The core, like, foundations of this game are great. I love the bones of it. I just wish the graphics were a bit better. I wish you had both Scarlet and Violet and get to play it. The gameplay in these games is great. Right? The exploration, the way they handle it, the fact that you can legitimately go anywhere you want it first. Any kind of barriers they put in your place, they don't prevent you from finding a way around them. But at the same time, like, they're natural. Everything about this game feels great. I love the fact that you can kind of play the stores at your own pace. In terms of modern Pokemon rivals, Nemona's phenomenal, right? Like, they managed to give you a friendly rival that doesn't feel patronizing, right? Like, the way they set Nemona up, fantastic. Maybe the evil team being like Team Star is totally fine. You actually have some big battles with them and stuff. I kind of wish maybe there was a bit more linearity to some of the stories in terms of letting there be a big climax. But obviously the whole game wraps around to having its own big post-Elite Four climax. They're really solid games. I think post-game is a little bit weak, and obviously the graphics and performance are what really tank it. But, like, there's a lot of hope in these games. These games can give you a lot of hope for future Pokemon games if Game Freak learned their lesson in any way. But who knows if they did. I don't know, but there's a chance there. Favorite battle theme or general theme song in this game? Pennies. Pennies. In general Pokemon, the Toby Fox Battle Tower song from Sword and Shield is great, and then I'm just a sucker for all the Hoenn music. Gotta head out. Alright, see you, man. Glad you were able to stop by. Catch you in the next one. Hey, absolutely, man. Absolutely. I hope that I don't stop again for several months. I want to keep doing this. I need to, like, force myself to schedule a stream immediately after this one ends. Favorite music in Scarlet Violet was in the desert area. I don't actually really remember what a lot of the music sounds like. I need to go listen to it again. Just looking for another shiny gimme Google. Haven't played this game since Tears of the Kingdom release. Did you ever finish your Arceus hunt, Juan? Because I know, like, you had been holding off on Splatoon until Arceus was done. But I guess Tears of the Kingdom's different. Hey, welcome back, Kalora. How you doing? What time is it for you? Because it's 10 in the morning for you. Oh, it's like almost 8 at night here. It's 7:52 p.m. right now. You're good. Good to hear. Good to hear. Yeah, it's late on. Yeah, it's late Thursday night right now for me. Oh heck yeah! Tomorrow's Friday. I got summer hours at work again. I am done with work at like noon. It's so good. I'm such a fan of it. On Fridays, granted I have to work like an hour later on the weekdays, but oh well. Just need Remoraid and Cherim Shiny, and that's it for catchable Pokemon and Arceus. Oh, that's awesome. Are you gonna get into Splatoon 3 once that's done, Juan? Man, I'm so bad about this. But yeah, in terms of in terms of stream ideas and stuff, like, not only am I trying to think of ideas for what to stream, and I want y'all's opinions, there's that whole suggestion chat in the Discord as well as just general. I'm not that strict on what goes where right now. Yeah, I'm curious, like, what you guys want to see, as well as, like, one of the other big things in my mind is, like, where do I stream it? I had a ton of fun streaming on Twitch last year, but Twitch is, like, actively imploding. So there's a lot of thoughts like going around in my head of like how to handle doing streams, right? I think when the whole idea of Twitch kind of being a circus at the moment, just a crap show in terms of treating creators right and everything. Oops. The obvious contender that pops up is YouTube, right? We're sitting on YouTube right now streaming. I've been streaming on YouTube since 2017. Right, significantly longer than I've had any kind of consistent presence on Twitch. I actually streamed on Twitch first with some random things that were like 30 minutes long in college, but like freshman year of college, but that's it. So yeah, like there are thoughts of like, what do I do, right? Because like Twitch's whole thing is their 70-30, their 50-50 split coming back, or like becoming the new norm. I already had that, so it doesn't directly immediately affect me, but then they also announced like new branding guidelines, which are really crummy and really bad for creators. They kind of reversed on the 70-30 thing, but not really. If you look at it, only like a few hundred creators in the whole world are affected by that. But like at the same time, now that they've added their super chat equivalent, which like is a 70-30 split, which is kind of nice. But like, and the biggest thing that keeps me from just going screw it YouTube full time is like YouTube still treats streams, even if they've sorted them better, YouTube still treats streams like non-edited videos. You know, maybe stream here and maybe Kick at the same time. Kick's a whole other beast. It's a thought in my mind, but I don't know if I'm willing to throw eggs in that basket yet. Maybe. I mean, seeing the deals with like X and Ammo help, right? Because I think those two make the most sense, right? Because up until very recently, Kick has been Twitch, but for like gambling and Aiden Ross. That's been what Kick has been. Let's be real. Kick is entirely a front, like, to funnel people through to Stake. It's Stake's entire thing for crap. We can't put content on Twitch anymore. We'll just make our own Twitch, right? We'll just do that, and then everyone who gambles on streams comes to us, and then people go to those from there. XQC and Amaranth coming over are probably the two creators that are the most socially accepted in the Twitch culture to also have, like, the content where, like, they would benefit from Kick being more lenient, right? If that makes sense. I want to see more of that trickle over, right? Like, in terms of, like, people from, like, OTK or, like, groups like that start streaming over there a little bit, you know? Right? Like, if that happens, like, if you have, like, an Asmongold go over or something, consider it a little bit more. And like that 95-5 split's pretty dang tempting if you get that split. I have no clue what the actual, any of the stuff on that is, right? You could do 2 streams a month or something small for now. I want to do more than that. I want to get pretty quickly back into things, right? I want to stream like I did last summer again. Maybe not quite the same, but I want to get kind of close to that. Gotta go get food. Be right back. All right, see you in a bit, Carl. Watch Brother catch 4 ruined Pokemon, struggle with all of them because they wouldn't go into the ball. On Chen Pao, threw a ball at it full health and got it first try. Nice, nice. But yeah, like, kick's definitely a thought in my head, but it's not as, but it's the third option in my head at the moment. I'll probably create an account so that I own my own branding over there, but like, I don't know if that's where I would want to go immediately. You feel me? I get the idea of it, because it definitely is coming up a lot more now as Twitch fumbles the bag. But here's kind of my big thoughts, right? One, in favor of Twitch, my experience working with them in any way is infinitely better than YouTube. Just because Twitch was like, oh, you're an affiliate now, nice! Here, give us your bank details, we'll start sending you money. Right? Versus YouTube was like, oh, you can earn monetization now? Ban. Right? Like, and having to fight for that back, like, that was the whole thing. Right? So that's great. The chat technology on Twitch, the chat culture on Twitch, I love all that. I don't know if that probably transfers more to Kick than to YouTube. Right? So, like, there is a little bit of that, like, compared to YouTube. YouTube's chat's still garbage. Let's be real, we're using it right now, it's garbage. Debating shiny hunting, can't decide if you want to do Ultra Moon or Heart Gold. Ooh, what would you be hunting in each? Then, another thing, like, like Twitch, like the gifting subs and everything works a lot better than like, I'm pretty sure on YouTube, they like limit the gifting or something, or like the gift, I don't know how the gifting works here. Because I'm pretty sure when Scarlet Violet came out, Code Monkey gifted like 10 subs in 2 5-sub bursts, right? First five gifted memberships went to people. Instantly, people got. The second 5, I think he just got refunded. Like, they just never showed up, right? So, like, I don't know how much they fixed that in the last 8 months, because it's been like 8 months, but right, like, there's a lot of hesitation when it comes to, like, YouTube properly supporting live streams. It's been like 6 years since they really said they were going to, and they still have not gotten to a point that like Twitch was at 6 years in, you know? So there's a lot of iffiness there, and also just it's hard to do variety streams on YouTube. It doesn't work very well, you know? Like it's iffy. It's iffy how well variety content works on YouTube. Because if you do something your viewers don't like, they don't watch, and if they don't watch, YouTube doesn't recommend the next thing. And then you can fall out very quickly if you don't pigeonhole yourself into a certain type of content in a way that, like, Twitch is a lot more just like, there's no algorithm, so you gotta fight and build it on your own. But we're not gonna punish you for experimenting, right? So you have that. And that's kind of the biggest con with YouTube is, if you want to do something different, good luck. You know, that's my biggest like concern with streaming on YouTube fully. Also, you're putting more and more of your eggs in one basket between like using YouTube streams to make YouTube videos, to make YouTube shorts. Like, you're locking yourself into one platform again, where like if you did like Twitch, YouTube, TikTok as like your kind of pipeline, you spread out a lot more, and you're more decentralized in a lot of ways. So I don't know, their thoughts there. The biggest plus for YouTube, in my mind, yeah, like the biggest plus for YouTube when it comes to this debate for me is the monetization, though. One of the biggest things that, like, warnings that, like, people on Twitch have been giving to each other as, like, they consider migrating off Twitch to YouTube with all the stuff that's happening is just, like, the bar you have to cross for monetization on YouTube is kind of wild now. It's like 4,000 subs or something like that, or like 1,000 subs, then like 4,000 plus hours of watch time per year, or like 10 million YouTube Shorts views. It's wild. It's crazy. It's an insane amount. Heart Gold, DB hunting, Swinub, and Ultra Sun, or in Ultra DB hunting, Tortuga. I'd say Heart Gold, Swinub, personally. That's my personal thought. But yeah, so like but I'm like grandfathered in to like old school YouTube numbers. I hit like 50,000 views, got monetization, and they have not told me anything about being at risk of losing it. So like I'm in on that front. So like I'm in at a 70-30 regardless on YouTube. So like that's a big plus, you know. Why not Splatoon 3 stream on Twitch and post it on YouTube as best moment clips? There's the whole thing double checks. See, like that's what I'd want to do in general. One is like a stream, and then turn that into like a highlight video of like my time doing it, right? Like turn a 4-hour stream into a 15 to 20-minute video. Put that on YouTube. And like that's the thing, right? Because like on Twitch, if I'm not streaming, no one's finding a Twitch. It's not finding a Twitch channel, right? But if you do a YouTube video from your Twitch stream, people find the YouTube video and go, "Oh, I liked watching this dude. I'm gonna go watch his Twitch next time," and then they go follow the Twitch. But then also like, oh, in that same Twitch stream, there was some like crazy play that happened with Splatoon. You make that a short. You put it on YouTube Shorts. You put it on TikTok. Boom, another way to be discovered. That's the way to do it, and that's where my one fear would be streaming on YouTube to then make a YouTube video to make a YouTube short. You're locking into YouTube the whole way down. Even if you did TikTok at one point, like 2 of your main things are on YouTube, and that's risky. And that's where it's like I'd like to keep doing Twitch, but Twitch is imploding in ways. So like I don't know, it's iffy. I think the hype chat thing they added is kind of promising to make Twitch a thing I keep trying. We'll see. Sure, you're out of this, but what are your thoughts on Smosh being bought by Anthony and Ian? I'm glad they have it back. They got screwed over so hard by like Defy back in the day. It makes sense why Anthony left. I understand why Ian stayed. I'm glad that for one they're able to like actually kind of be like friends IRL again. I watched Anthony's whole like podcast interview with Ian yesterday actually. I was like, okay, yeah, cool. I didn't know the whole history of it. I knew Defy fell apart and it basically like ruined Smosh, on top of Defy already kind of like taking Smosh and doing its own thing with it. I didn't know that Rhett and Link were actually the ones that like financially saved Smosh at the time. That's kind of cool. So yeah, it's cool that they're able to buy it back. I don't think we're going to see old school Smosh again. I think both of them have grown past that as people. But hey, it's cool that some OG creators are able to like actually continue to own their property. Hey, ask this? No. I hadn't asked that at all. No, you're good, man. Watch the podcast as well. It was interesting. Yeah, I don't usually watch Anthony's stuff. I don't watch Smosh anymore. Right? The kind of content it became is not Pokemon IRL and stuff, you know? Like, it's not classic Smosh. I haven't watched it. But no, it's cool, one, that their personal relationship is mended. Obviously, it didn't have to be. My life is not better or worse for it, but I'm glad that they at least seem to be better off for it now. No, it's cool. It's cool, and yeah, I'm glad that like they own it now, and it's not owned by someone else. Like they were one of the first channels to experiment with a lot of that, so I totally get how they could end up in the situation they were in. But yeah, no, I'm glad they're able to get that back. Favorite Pokemon is Jinx. Nice. Who's your favorite Pokemon because you reckon that yours is Lucario or Garchomp? Rowlet. Hands down Rowlet. The display cases by my TV have an entire shelf, or like all shelves dedicated to like Nintendo / Pokemon stuff, mainly Pokemon stuff. And there's an entire shelf that's just different Rowlet plushes. Rowlet's my favorite Pokemon, hands down. Rowlet is so round and adorable. How could it not be your favorite? So yeah, nah, but that's where again, I'm still trying to figure it out. We'll probably end up doing some gimme ghoul hunting this weekend or next week as I figure out my plans for streaming other content. Because yeah, like I said, I want to stream other things. I want to make videos of other things, and I want them to like be able to exist as like highlighty kind of videos and stuff. I want to do that very much so yeah. I want to try that. I just got to figure out what's the best path forward for that with me, you know. Hey, what's going on, Sonny? Raid Shadow Legends. What is this? Is this a sponsorship? Yo, Puffin Raid. What's going on, Needless? Puffin Raid. Welcome to the stream, Raiders. Raid Hype, Chem Nation. Welcome in. How's it going, everyone? How's it going? Where's the Puffin himself? What was Puffin up to today? Was he doing gimme ghoul hunts? But welcome, Raiders. Gooey Ghoul, Iggy and Straw, welcome, guys, welcome. Excited to see the Jirachi hunt start back up. I don't know if you're here for it, Kevin, but I am working on building up for it. I have three GameCubes now. We're getting closer. I want 4, and then either 4 other GameCubes or 4 Wiis. I know it's ridiculous, but that way I can do 4x hunting like Blue did. With Wavebird adapters. Yeah, Versian Looms. What's going on? Raiders, welcome in. He was. How's it going? Has he found any shinies for it yet? I know the odds are kind of wild. Hey, what's going on, Puffin? Thank you for the raid, man. Thank you for the raid. How are you doing? How you been? Guys, I know everyone in my chat probably knows who Puffin is, but if you don't, go check him out. He's a great shiny hunting Pokemon streamer. He's been doing this consistently while I've only streamed once in the past 6 months, so if you want a guarantee on content, go check him out. But yeah, how's it going, Puffin? How have you been? You don't think that's enough GameCubes? It's not. It's not. I'm at least missing a purple one. Good to see you again. It's good to be streaming again. It's been a while. I've had a bunch of other things happening, you know, life-wise. They've made it hard to stream. Been talking about it a bit. I help with like a robotics team, like a high school robotics team, and their competition season runs like January to April. So like they're working in the afternoon, which makes it really hard for me to stream. For those months, but it's a lot of fun to do, so it's worth it. But yeah, it ends up kind of cutting the stream things. Things with you, how's life? Yeah, good. Went to Japan for 3 weeks back in April. That was a blast. Yeah, like I said, the robotics stuff, the robotics team I helped with went to Worlds, won their division, came like 5th overall. It was crazy. I was in Japan while they did that, so I was up at like 3 a.m. watching it, but it was great. It was really cool. I've been doing all right. Do you have the second Koraidon yet? I do not. Japan, amazing. It was fun. It's the first time I've left the U.S. So it was a lot of firsts for me. And it was a very hectic flight over there because I went over right before Japan ended a lot of their COVID protocols. So like, first off, I'm trying to make sure like my passport and everything's good. I've got all the right information and tickets and boarding passes and all that good stuff. While also trying to make sure that, like, within 72 hours of the flight across, like, the flight to leave the U.S., like, within those 72 hours, they get a COVID test. Fingers crossed that it comes back negative, because doing all this robot stuff, I'm at competitions for, like, 3 weekends in a row right before taking this test. So I'm just like, please don't have it, or please don't have had it at some point in the last month. But it was a great time. Once I took off from the last airport in the U.S., I was a lot happier. It was a lot less stressed. But yeah, how have things been for you, Puffin? How are things for you? How's Pokemon been treating you? How's life been treating you? So no, you've still been keeping up with streams and stuff. Who are you, Shining Blue? Funny you should say that, Sonny, because I know Shining Blue and I did that hunt at the same time at first. I'm jealous of his setup. What start are you hoping to get the most? Probably Sprigatito, the weed cat. It's it's the starter I like the most out of these. Quaxley was never really my favorite, and I'm not a big fan of Fuecoco's final evolution. So I don't know, it's just kind of the 420 kitty by default. If you look at Arvin, Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, there's Pokemon mommy issues and daddy issues. They're valid issues, though. Man just kind of got left. Your Masuda method hunting Torkoal. Best of luck, Kalora. Oh, I swallowed that wrong. You're 20 in a month. I'm 26. It feels weird to not be able to say I'm in my early 20s anymore. All good. Got a new job back in February. Old tech job was eliminated, so now you're doing webstrat stuff for a marketing department for healthcare field. Oh, nice. That's awesome. Hope the new job's been good. Going for the second shiny Gimme Ghoul. I mean, when I do that hunt, I'm gonna do the same. Mindless is a baby. I know I'm not one of those people who's, oh, I'm old, but it does feel weird to be closer to 30 than 20. Even if it's just barely. I don't know, it is weird. My friends are getting married. One of my friends from back in like elementary school, like we've been friends for like 20 years now, had a child like this past weekend. It's weird. It's weird. Life sneaks up on you. Gonna trade away all the non-shiny Torkoal. Nice, nice. You're gonna do it like the surprise trade or wonder trade kind of stuff. See what you get. Also, someone explain what this is to me. What is the... You can tell it's been a long time since I've been in a YouTube chat. What is the, like, a heart in my little chat pop out? I assume you guys also have it. And I'm not sure what it is. Is it just, like, a way to, like, put, like, an emote and a reaction on the stream? You have it too. I'm gonna click a heart. Oh. OBS is asking me to sign in and I don't want to do that. Oh no, I just lost my whole chat. Oh gosh. What have I done? What have I done? Okay, there we go. There we go. I got it back. We're okay. Oh, I see him. I popped up. I'm gonna make sure let me out. Found out what it does. I see what it does now. Don't know Nintendo Switch Online, so you can't trade against Sprigatito or Quaxley yet. Ah, bummer. It really is a bummer that, like, you need Switch Online to do trades and stuff. Like, in general, I don't like that it's a thing, but, like, if it was a thing for, like, Splatoon kind of stuff, it's, like, sure. But, like, for trading Pokemon, that's, like, such a minimal thing, you know? Levani tribe. Hey, how's it going? Hey, haven't seen you in a while. Totally new face. You found out what it does, right? What else has happened in the last 6 months, right? There's been so many things. How many of you guys are following all of the Reddit stuff? You can use Pokemon Home to trade through your accounts? Like, through different Switch profiles? I don't know. Because I think, like, a Switch profile can only be linked to one Nintendo account? So I don't know how Home works in that way. Me, you've been following the Reddit stuff? It's crazy. It's crazy. It's convinced... It's gotten me to... It's gotten me to, like, try not using Reddit. Which is wild. Because, like, it doesn't even affect me. It doesn't even directly affect me. I haven't had Reddit on my phone in, like, years at this point. Like, I use like Relay for Reddit as like an app on my phone for years. Like 2 years ago, I was like, this is just killing too much time for me, and I just uninstalled it and didn't look back. Right? Like, After a week of trying to open up my phone to open Reddit, I very quickly went, oh, that's not there anymore, and just stopped. And instead just started, like, endlessly opening up Twitter instead. But it's like, it doesn't affect me, but it's been wild how much it's pushed me to be like, I should just find something else. Trying to think about how the Korok launch would work. Assuming the Korok doesn't despawn, it could be easy to measure the distance. I feel like it would despawn more often than not, though. Do the Koroks despawn? I was under the impression that, like, most things in this game, or most things in Tears of the Kingdom, like, don't despawn outside of, like, certain, like, construction items despawn and respawn in their original spot for, like, necessity. But aside from that, I thought it was just, like, Blood Moons reset, that kind of thing. I'm gonna name the Torkoals after us in chat. Someone's gonna have a shiny named after them, and that's a big responsibility. If an object gets a certain distance from you, it'll despawn. You'd have to follow it then. You'd have to try to follow it then, which I think would mean you, like, put a mark on the spot you start at, and you always start it there. And then when you launch it, however you launch it, you have to, like, be able to keep up with it. I don't know how you would do that either. Get back where you first found it. Got you. I guess that makes sense. That is one of those objects that you need to be at a certain spot, right? Like, if you threw a Korok up a cliff and couldn't get it back up, you kind of ruin that Korok. So it makes sense. Name hashtag mindlessenigma. One of your classes and your teacher was using a live stream of meditation on your computer and kept chatting stupid stuff on the stream. The worst side of brigading. The worst offender. And post anything on your YouTube account while being YouTube? Yeah, post some art stuff, man. But yeah, with all the Reddit stuff that's happened, I actually ended up. I'm not like alone in this. I know a lot of people have. What are you doing? Did I take you out? What did I do? How did I take you out? I don't know what I did. I don't know what I did. Gonna grab some food. Alright, see you, Puffin. Get some food. Hey, welcome back, Vanillix. But yeah, with Reddit going away, or not going away, but with Reddit in shambles, I ended up getting pointed to, like, Lemmy kind of stuff, like a lot of Reddit did. I've been enjoying being on a BHA. That's been a lot of fun. It's been nice to have a somewhat smaller, slower moving community. And I like the idea behind, like, the Federation on it and stuff. Guess what? Getting free advertisement. Woo! Not a lot of text space. Oh, yeah. You only have, like, 10 characters, right? Which, unfortunately, I think my name's, like, 14 characters on YouTube and, like, 15 on Twitch. It's like 15 with the underscore, I think, is the character limit on a lot of sites. Gonna name him Mindless, heck yeah. How many eggs are in the PC? I don't know. I gathered all these eggs in, like, December. Then I did one stream in January, and then this one. And that's been, like, all I've done. Everyone looks so miserable hunting Gimmighoul. Like streamers did. Like I said, I'm gonna do it. I want to get the shiny, right? I want to get it. It's like it's just like compulsively like going for shinies and stuff. Like I want to get it, and it being time limited, it's like I don't know when it'll ever happen again. But yeah, the style of raids, like the Terra raids in this game, just I didn't enjoy them when I tried a couple of them. I'm gonna be back on a schedule. I'm trying to think of one. I've been talking about it for a little bit. I'm trying to figure out what I want to stream, where I want to stream it, when I want to stream it. Like, there's all these things to think about, and that's why I'm throwing this out here to you guys. I want to get ideas from you for streams. I want to hear your thoughts on my ideas for streams. Like, for where I'm streaming, how I'm streaming, videos to make, stuff like that. Like there's so many things to do and try that I want to do, but I don't know. There's a lot to think about, right? You forgot to save after getting the age of Pokemon. No. If you want, you can let you borrow Ursaluna for the raids. I should be able to build up like an Azumarill or something for him, right? Like, is Azumarill good, or is there like a reason for using Ursaluna with it? I appreciate the offer, but I may just end up spending tonight trying to build a good Pokemon for it. Do you miss the Twitch streams? See, that's the thing, right? Like, I like a lot of what Twitch culture is with the chats and stuff. I think there's a lot of enjoyment to be had with that on like Twitch, right? Like it just doesn't exist on YouTube. So I want that. I want to do that. But like Twitch is in such a weird spot, right? With how they're handling a lot of the splits for creators, how they're handling the branding rules and stuff like that. Like they're clearly showing like a lot of their true colors. And it doesn't. It's not looking very like streamer friendly or creator friendly in general. But I'm not big enough for that to really hit me when it comes to Twitch stuff. It's hard to figure out. Ursaluna has a huge attack stat, is insanely bulky, and Guts ability makes him strong. Got you. Twitch having to go back on their poor choices, but they're not going back on the biggest one, which is like the cap on the 70-30, right? Like it doesn't affect me. When I was on Twitch before, I was at 50-50, right? Last year I was at 50-50. Affiliates are 50-50 and have been as long as I've been an affiliate. They're the only ones like that, right? YouTube 70-30 across the board. If you're monetized, 70-30. The big caveat is just if you're monetized. I don't meet most of their stats anymore for that. I don't think, at least. But I'm like grandfathered in off the old school 50,000 views policy that I was on when I did get monetization. So like it's one of those things, right? Where it's like I'm over one of the biggest hurdles for YouTube side of things. But it's so hard to do variety content on YouTube. Because if I play a game that's just like not the vibe for a few people, it's just the momentum. It tanks, right? Like you don't get recommended, you don't get people don't get reminders for it. It's wild. XQC deal with Kick. XQC's deal with Kick is like one of the most lucrative contracts of all time. It's insane. It's genuinely insane. And it's not even exclusive. That's the wildest thing. But it's actually, I think, kind of a smart move, because it means like someone with like as non-schedule of a schedule as X can like start a stream on Twitch for like 30 minutes and be like, oh, I'm going to Kick now, and move an entire amount of people over from Twitch to Kick for the rest of the stream. It's wild. It's wild. It's like 50,000 a year basically. Don't know any of the other details, but like that's bigger than most, if not like all, sports contracts in terms of a per year thing. Literally an NBA Stars contract. It's higher than most NBA stars. It's higher than absolutely most NBA players. But like that's bigger than like star player contracts. It's wild. What is Kick? It's another streaming site. It's very similar in looks and feel to Twitch. The biggest difference with it is, like, they're a lot more lenient with their rules. That's their whole draw. That's the whole point of them. Their own Twitch banned gambling, so an online gambling company made a streaming service to compete with Twitch that allowed gambling. That's what happened. That's the truth of what happened there. But it's just a big name in the conversations right now because people are trying to find alternatives to Twitch with what Twitch is doing right now. Kick has a better split. Kick has a better split of, they say, ad revenue, which is phenomenal. The split is phenomenal for creators, but it also makes me go, there's not a lot of ad revenue here, is there? Right? That 95% is of like something a quarter the size of the 70% or the 50% you're getting off Twitch. So it's like, yeah, you're getting more percentage, but the lump sum is probably equal or lower. And Kick's model isn't about. Kick's model works right now because so many other streamers are just, I would be on Twitch, but I want to do gambling streams. And the ROI for Kick is viewers watching a streamer do gambling streams and then going over to stake.com, which owns Kick. Like, that's the business model for Kick, is converting viewers to gamblers. Which isn't, it's not a very great business model to put yourself as part of, unless you are a gambling site. You know? What's the thing? I was worried Kick will spend too much money. I think Kick is better off than Mixer. I think Mixer made just such a bad call with Ninja. Which I think is also where Twitch is getting a lot of the numbers they're talking about, right? Like, Twitch's CEO basically said, like, big streamers will leave, but the audience will just go to other streamers in those categories. Which is only true for Ninja and Fortnite, because Ninja was only big in Fortnite because he was the first link when you typed in Fortnite, so anyone who wanted Fortnite streams and didn't know much about streaming just clicked the first link once they typed Fortnite. And then they ended up in Ninja, which made him even bigger, which meant more people clicked when they typed Fortnite. But as soon as he moved to another platform, people just clicked the next biggest link under Fortnite. Right, and that's literally the only time it's ever worked that way. You know? So it's like, it doesn't really work that way, and Mixer also put all of their money into big creators, and while I think Kick's doing the same thing here with X and like Amaranth, they need a couple creators like that to be that dilution of the current thought of what Kick is. Like I said, it's basically just the gambling and Aiden Ross site at the moment, and you need to like make it not that before other creators come over. And I think that's what they're trying to do with those two. Still think that Twitch is better than Kick. In terms of user experience, I would believe so at the moment. From a creator's perspective, that split is very nice, and Twitch is actively like messing with stuff that's really stupid to mess with, like the branding guidelines. I've been on Kick before and had to say not a fan. TOS more lax, but that causes some weird stuff. Oh, oh! Let's go! Hi! Shiny cat! It's a shiny cat! Let's go! Cat. Yes! Hey, what's going on, Greg? Twitch is more community-driven in its features. Kick just so much is, like, green Twitch in my mind. That's what, like, Kick ends up being in my mind. Let's look at this. Let's look at this beauty. Look at it! Look at it. It's shiny. Weed cat for the win. Let's go. Yes. You got it. Thank you. I did. Alright, where do we put it? Where do we put it? Okay, this is the shiny Fido. I forgot this was a problem in the boxes. The fact that, like, you do that and, like, they have to load is ridiculous. It's faster than before, but it's not great. Alright, we're gonna hatch this last one. You just got an ad? No! You came in at the best time. Nice ad. This means you're gonna have to watch it when I upload it again. What's going on, John? Welcome to the stream. Oh, and our music just ended too. Let's kick that back over to the top. And we'll stream a little bit more. I'll probably wrap up here soon. It's been about 2 hours. YouTube ads are very silly. But they pay me 70%-ish. Actually, not really on those, but I think it's still like 55-45 or something, which is much better. Still 5% better than Twitch. Yeah, again, that's that whole argument. I can't believe that, like, me explaining Kick is the audio surrounding like, that shiny Pokemon. How do I edit that? How do I edit that to work? Oh well. Yeah, I just ended up paying for premium when it came to YouTube. I use it too much to deal with the ads. For me, I think I got it like free through like the Discord, like Nitro, like giveaways they do every once in a while, different services, and it definitely hooked me. I think because I did that, and then like it became like election season, and that's like the worst time to be on YouTube without any kind of ad blocking. It's awful. So awful. Still waiting for the shiny chest, while a wild kitty is born. Yeah, I gotta try for that treasure chest too. You mentioned you have a European copy of Violet, from the Target, and got an American copy, and guess whose class is 2023? Hey, that's awesome, John! Congrats on graduating, man. Hope everything went well for you. If you're your friend is streaming, you can say something extremely cursed, in a call, and he finds a shiny. I watch Wubby on Twitch, and he was talking about, he has started like doing CSGO cases at the end of the streams, and he talks about how like when he's just like when he's off stream pulling some, he's in like a Discord call with friends, they just like start screaming the most vile things they can, so that like if it's a knife or something, like he can't clip it without them like just being inexplicable, out of context vulgarity in the background. Who was your very first shiny? The first shiny I ever got was a Ditto in Pokemon Sun. I did all the research to SOS hunt it because I was like, all right, I figured out how to SOS hunt it. I spent all the time setting up the team because like SOSing for Ditto is a very special process. Did it, found it on Mount Hokalani. And all of this was because I thought that using a shiny Ditto would help shiny odds for breeding, which like hasn't been true since Gen 2. So I did all this research on how to hunt a Ditto, but I didn't do any research on how to like breed for shinies afterwards. So it was still fun. I stayed up like all night, one night over like Christmas break, my sophomore year of college, at like my mom's house while I was home again for like winter break. And I was up like all night watching like Phineas and Ferb on Netflix, shiny hunting this Ditto. I was like, I can't tell if it's shiny or not, which is kind of funny if you know what Ditto's shiny looks like, but like I had no clue. I had no clue what it would look like in game. Shiny Ditto, nice. Yeah, I basically got all the shinies immediately. I almost messed it up too. I like immediately, as soon as the shiny Ditto popped up, I switched to Decidueye and like ruined the whole invulnerable Ditto thing I had going. And it would switch to Decidueye, which meant it was a ghost type, which meant I couldn't false swipe it. I was so stressed trying to catch that thing. I thought it was over. But yeah, like biggest is like blunder of shiny hunting. Like my first shiny the first shiny I ever hunted was almost the biggest blunder I ever made while shiny hunting. What Pokemon has been the best shiny, or has the best shiny in my opinion? I have an answer for this. I know I have Milotic. Hands down favorite shiny. Rowlet's my favorite Pokemon. Milotic's my favorite shiny Pokemon. I am very, very biased towards Gen 3 in a lot of ways. And one of those ways is I just love Gen 3 designs. Milotic is one of my favorite Pokemon. But that like blue and gold color scheme is just fantastic. I love it. First shiny was Lechonk. Nice. I want a shiny Lechonk. I do want a lot of the shiny Pokemon in these games. I think Gen 9 had a lot of fantastic Pokemon designs. Like, in terms of new designs for Pokemon, Gen 9 has some of the best new designs in modern Pokemon games. Just really, it just really is good. Ah. Your favorite Pokemon is Torkoal, and your favorite shiny is Torkoal. Respect. Bro, this dude is a shiny Arceus. What dude does? Oh, in your raids. Someone's just in a raid flexing at that point. I don't even think they care if they find the Gimme Ghoul. Got bored of hunting and now you're duping in Tears of the Kingdom. Okay, is this my friend sent me a video of like the game detecting that they were duping and like raining fire down on them. Is that like a thing that happens? Is that like an anti-dupe thing they do, or is that just like some random like thing that only happened in like that video? I don't actually know. Never had anything bad happen to you for duping? I guess it was just a weird thing that happened to him then. First shiny was a Citadel. Got a shiny Haunter and Mankey right next to each other yesterday though. Nice. Still haven't got a shiny charm from Mr. Jock. Not sure if the first message is going through. Oh, got you. Yeah, it went through. I definitely just missed it. My bad. Yeah, generally I try to see everything, but if I miss something, feel free to just like send it one more time. You know, make sure I see it. It's totally cool with me. Maybe once you update the game, he'll pay for it. Maybe that's the thing. Maybe it's like on one of the updates. I don't know. Got a shiny Vaporeon while trying to hunt. We got a shiny Slowpoke while trying to hunt Vaporeon. I read that as got a shiny Vaporeon while trying to hunt Vaporeon. I was like, I don't think it's trying to hunt a Vaporeon anymore. I think it's having successfully hunted one, but I misread. What do we have? Okay, we finished that one out. Do I have more? How many more? Oh, our last box. Let's finish off these eggs. I was probably gonna wrap up. I was planning on like doing like one more box and wrapping, but we've got like 3 more sets of eggs. Let's finish them off, and then I'll prep for whatever our next stream is. I'm glad we got a shiny day. Want to flex on your friends in a versus battle when you get into online with your whole team being shiny? It only counts if the whole team is shiny and like bred for perfect battle stats. It's the la 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 girl. I knew it, Juan. I knew you'd immediately figure it out. I knew you'd be excited. You didn't let me down. You have a question? I might have an answer. What's up? What's up, Flora? Should you evolve your Slowpoke, your shiny Slowpoke, into a Slowbro? That's something only you can answer. That's something only you can answer here. It depends. Do you like shiny Slowbro better than Slowpoke? Do you intend to find another shiny Slowpoke? I personally try to find enough shinies of a Pokemon to get every evolution of it shiny, right? Like, we found the Sprigatito. I want to find 2 more Sprigatito shinies. That way I can get all the evolutions as shiny as well. I'm not saying them because I can't remember their names right now. I almost said Delcatty, which is definitely not its evolution. Meowscarada. Meowscarada is its final evolution. Don't ask me about its middle one. Still owe us a V8. know if I owe anyone anything. Especially the IRS. I don't know. I don't think I can trust them. Florigato, thank you, Kalora. Thank you. Florigato and Miascarada. Yes. Yeah, so I'll get 2 more shiny Sprigatitos so I can evolve 2 of them up into the other forms. I generally go for living dexes when I have them. If you get the free trial for Nintendo Switch Online during one of your streams, you trade your Quaxley and a Sprigatito. I don't know if I would be able to, but I assume someone in chat could, as well as on my Discord server, which is linked somewhere, I think, still. I don't know. So many parts of the stream are probably broken from me not having, like, maintained it at all in the past year. But there should be, like, a link to my Discord, and there's, like, a trading chat in there. So, like, you wouldn't even have to, like, wait for me to stream. You could just, when you get that online, just ask, like, hey, is anyone able to send me these 2 Pokemon? Someone should be able to help. I think usually when people ask for stuff, you can get Kalora. There you go. Haven't seen Nightbot? Do I have... You're right! You're right. Nightbot, Cloudbot, they're all just gone. As well as, like, I don't think all the right things are updating. Chat broke. I tried to I was sitting here at, like, the starting soon page on stream going like, oh god, fix chat, fix chat. This is just like, this is just box on the side of stream that was just broken. Breaking your head out. Alright, see you later, Carl. Thanks for tuning in. Cool to see you. Hope to see you again soon, next time I stream, which is hopefully soon. Yeah, in the about section. Ah, okay. Yeah. But yeah. Links should all still work, I hope. But yeah, the idea being anyone can help you out at any time there. Don't have to wait for me to be streaming. No stream sniping happening of any kind. I need to do better at counting these things, but I'm talking. Alright, so we got 8 eggs left. The 5 in the party and 3 in the box. Finish those up. Felt something was off in chat. Yeah, we're not getting these messages every, like, 10 minutes. I'd probably leave those off. Honestly, one of the only things that Nightbot ended up doing at the end of the day, when it wasn't, like, an exclamation mark manually typed message, was, like, show me that chat hadn't moved much in the last 10 minutes. Just let you know you've been streaming for at least 3 hours. Have I? I started it, like, it's been, like, a little over 2. It's not bad. I can feel it in my voice that I haven't, like, done this in a while. So yeah, we'll finish up once these eggs are out. I probably would have wrapped up here 10 minutes ago or so if I didn't realize I was so close to finishing up all the eggs I had. I'll have to work on getting more. Just make sure this quick. Yeah, Nightbot's dead. Sorry, everyone. Probably also help if I wasn't drinking, like, fizzy water and I was drinking, like, water, but here we are. Glad you're streaming again. This has been so much fun. I'm glad I'm streaming again too. I wanna find some good stream ideas. Again, if you guys have ideas for streams, if you can think of logistics for making the Korok chucking work, I want to stream that. That's like the number one. That's like the number one thing I want to stream right now. How horrifically can we treat Koroks? I know that's already a thing people do, but I want, like, empirical numbers. How poorly can you treat a Korok? But yeah, no, it's good to be streaming. I'm really happy to be doing it. I'm glad that people have been here. I know usually these streams are a little bit bigger than, like, what the next stream would be, just because, like, people are like, oh, it's him, he's back, he's doing something. But I want to keep doing interesting things with it. When do you think the next stream will be? I'm not sure, Kalora. I want to do one soon because the Gimme Ghoul thing is time limited. So it'll be sooner rather than later. I'm hoping this weekend. I have to look at what my schedule is for the weekend. I do have things going on both days, like with the robot stuff. So like that's a thing, but I do want to stream more. And I do want to stream soon. Usually it's one stream this season. That's what it feels like it's been. Yeah, so I want to figure out a good stream schedule. I want to figure out where I'm streaming that. I want to figure out what I'm streaming during those times. And I want to make sure I do it in a way where I recognize I'm getting burned out and I have a quick way to switch to something to stop that burnout. That's what I want to do. That's the key thing, I think. I think, like I said, the biggest thing of it all is making sure I don't feel forced to do a specific kind of content, a specific piece of content. Right? Usually for me the problem is when like it's something that's already stagnating with the audience, but I've like set a personal goal for myself, and it's stagnating with me mentally as well, but I've set a personal goal for myself, you know? So it's hard to like really get out of that. Any sparkles? We got a weed cat. We got a shiny Sprigatito. The first shiny starter I've gotten in this stream. And of course I've got to figure out how to clip it in a way when I'm in the middle of like describing Kick very bluntly. Shiny Canacat, yes! Yes, the Canacat, I love it. Yeah, we got a shiny Sprigatito. That's like, I think that's my second shiny in this game. I found a random Fido while like completing my decks. But that's it. So yeah, a good first stream back. So we're finishing up the last 3 eggs I had in my PC. I can't do anything else after this because it takes forever to get eggs in this game. So yeah, we're probably gonna wrap up here in a minute. It's a good shiny. The purple is amazing. It really is. It really is. Of the shiny starters, it's my favorite. So I'm glad that's the first one I got. Speaking of cats, I'm gonna, after the stream, I have to go find my cat. Should probably be pretty easy. I think I know where she is. Usually she's in here at this point in my lap. But I mentioned it once at the start of the stream. I got my cat a heated window perch, right? Like I used to just have like an old IKEA desk in my kitchen with a cat bed on it, and she could look out a window and she was happy. But I recently was given a free kitchen table, so like I feel like it looks a lot better to have a kitchen table in there than an IKEA desk. So I put the table in there, but it's not against the window, and I didn't want to like remove her favorite spot. So I got a cat bed, and it was only like an extra $15 for it to be a heated cat bed. I'm never going to see my cat again. Is it hidden ability? I don't think it is, because hidden ability would require like special setup, right? This is just like my starter from the start of the game, bred for eggs. I'll pull it up again to show a summary before the end here. So that was the last, yeah, that was our last mon. So where is it? Yeah, there we go. Yeah, Overgrow. I think that's the standard ability, right? But it's a shiny cat. I'm happy. Can make it hit ability. True. But yeah, we found a shiny. It's a great way to come back to streaming. But yeah, no, it's been good. Hey, and you can see it. It's right there. Let's go. Ability patch if you want Paldean. Okay. Maybe. I've never been a big in competitive as far as stats or abilities go. It's cool sometimes, but I don't know, maybe. Yeah, but it's good to be back streaming. It was good to hang out. I wanna do more. Yeah, like I said, if people have ideas for streams, thoughts on what I do, my Discord all day long. Always happy to hear ideas. The other thing I want to bring up, I want to see what people think about this, just because this is the general idea I have. This would require way more than me to be involved, so it's like a thing that, like, if people are interested, maybe. So, in the whole Reddit collapse thing, right, like, one of the big things coming up is, like, Cabin and Lemmy, in terms of, like, people talking about it and stuff. And I think it'd be really cool just using, like, Lemmy as, like, making a dedicated one for Pokemon stuff. I think that'd be a really cool idea, right? Because, like, the whole idea is you basically run your own link aggregation community, like, site with, like, kind of forum-esque, right? Reddit-like. basically. And it can tie into other sites, but you still effectively run it as its own silo. I think it'd be really cool to do one that's Pokemon, right? Where you can have like different communities inside that for like shiny hunting and competitive and like Nuzlocke or whatever, and you can build it up however you want, but it like silos in on its own while you can still like use your account from other instances built on the same platform. I think it'd be kind of cool. Like I said, it's a thought in my head. I don't know. I might try talking with people about it if people are interested in it and making it, because it would require more than one person to run and maintain and set up and do everything. I think that'd be kind of cool. But yeah, in general, thanks everyone for coming by. It's cool to be back. It's cool that we found a shiny the first time back. But yeah, I'll probably end up scheduling another stream for this weekend or early next week to try to do some gimme goal hunting. But other than that, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day or night, whatever time it is for you. And yeah, we'll figure out our next stream time. Until then, hope everyone takes care, and I'll see you next time.